how much did the companions love the Prophet ﷺ? Right? And when he died, how devastated were they? And in that moment, for them to believe, inna ma'al usri yusra.
Yeah, okay, I'll select. Yeah, the one whose friend is picking up her hand, yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How does sabr and trusting in Allah looks like in practice when you're going through a really difficult time? Like say you hoped and planned for something and it didn't work out and now you're like just overpowered by your emotions and you know that Allah has the best plan for you. But in that moment, it's just so hard to realize. And what can one do to realize that?
Okay, so I don't want to ask too much because it's personal, right? But I'm going to give you two scenarios. I'm not going to probe. You were applying for a job, it didn't work out. That's a matter of risk, isn't it? Right? And you were really hoping it would work out, or you were really hoping you would get accepted into the university. You didn't get accepted into the university, right? Those are the kinds of tests where, yeah, you could feel depressed, you could feel sad, but you can't live in that sadness. And feeling those emotions at first doesn't mean you don't have sabr and tawakkul. You can have those feelings, and you can feel those emotions, and then you can pick yourself up and inshallah try again, right? So you can have a dip, you can have a low and a high. That's being human, right? Allah didn't create us angels. But a lot of times these kinds of questions also have to do with, oh, I had an engagement and it broke off. Or I had a marriage that ended miserably. Or I had, or I didn't want my parents to get divorced and they got divorced. Or something like that, right? Or I wanted my sister's fighting with my parents and she's moving out of the house and I didn't want her to move out of the house and she moved out of the house. In other words, all of those situations are about people, right? People ending up doing things that hurt us or people doing things that we wish they didn't do. Right? And there, I think the sabr to me at least comes from the stories in the Quran where people that are much better than us, like Yaqub alayhi salam, had no control over his family. He didn't have any control. Ibrahim alayhi salam is an incredible human being, had no say in his father's choices, right? We cannot control other people's choices. Sometimes those choices hurt us deeply. And those people that were much better than us, they were hurt very deeply. Being kicked out of your house is not an easy thing. Nuh alayhi salam being married to the woman that he's married to is not an easy thing. Asiya being married to Fir'aun is not an easy thing. Musa alayhi salam running away from home is not an easy thing. These people were really traumatized by many terrible experiences, right? But Allah taught us through them that we can only control what is within our grasp, and we have to learn to let go what isn't, right? Because in the end, inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. This is what we say when a musibah strikes. الَّذِينَ إِذَا أَصَابَتْهُمْ مُصِيبَةٌ إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ. Whenever something strikes them, they say we belong to Allah, to Him we're going to return. Any problem I'm having, how long is it going to last? Well, as long as I last. I'm not here for that long. And when I think about the grand scheme of things, this problem isn't as big as I think it is. You understand? And of course, Allah has given us hope too. إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. After every difficulty, there is great ease. Now, you just put yourself in these shoes. How much did the companions love the Prophet ﷺ? Right? And when he died, how devastated were they? And in that moment, for them to believe, inna ma'al usri yusran, because the Quran is still there. The Quran is still saying with difficulty comes twice the ease. That's what the Quran is saying. And they were devastated, they were in tears, they were broken, but their faith allowed them to heal from that and move forward, right? And Allah created so much ease for the ummah afterwards, right? So that's just this life. It's just going to come with trials and difficulties. Allah has made us mentally prepared that life isn't going to be easy. He said it many, many times. And we all have trials. Don't believe somebody else has an easy life because they have an easy life on Instagram or on TikTok, right? Or somebody just, those influencers say, I'm going to talk to you about the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That doesn't mean they are just showering in blessings every morning and they have no issues. The moment the recorder goes off, what is that? You know? So we unfortunately, sometimes we run after things that are not as real. They're actually fake. But we believe them to be real because somebody else has them, so that they must not have any issues. They must not have any challenges. You have things that are causing you hurt. The person next to you has things that are causing them hurt. I have things that are causing me hurt. Everyone has them. Everyone has to deal with their own pain. And so Allah tests people differently. But the problem is we don't see the other person's trial, or we don't see that their trial is exactly the same as ours. So we start saying, how come Allah is not testing them? He's only testing me. Or how come I couldn't have it easy like they have it easy? You don't know if they have it easy or not. You don't know how. You don't know that, right? So these things give us a little bit of comfort that whatever trial Allah has picked for me, whatever loss Allah has picked for me, whatever experience Allah has picked for me, is something I'm supposed to learn from. Learn and grow. That's it. Keep moving forward.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video clip. My team and I have been working tirelessly to try to create as many resources for Muslims to give them first steps in understanding the Quran all the way to the point where they can have a deep, profound understanding of the Quran. We are students of the Quran ourselves, and we want you to be students of the Quran alongside us. Join us for this journey on bayinatv.com, where thousands of hours of work have already been put in. And don't be intimidated, it's step by step by step, so you can make learning the Quran a part of your lifestyle. There's lots of stuff available on YouTube, but it's all over the place. If you want an organized approach to studying the Quran beginning to end for yourself, your kids, your family, and even among peers, that would be the way to go. Sign up for bayinatv.com.